welcome back. We're on number 29 here. Which of the following inequalities is true for all positive integers m? Go ahead and pause the video and work this problem out. All right, so this one's kind of a tricky one, but there's a way to do these. So when I'm thinking through problems like this, where they're saying for any integer m or whatever, it works this way, I'm thinking of all these different types of numbers, okay? So the first type of number is a number that's less than -1, so a number that lives there. The second type is a -1. Then there's numbers that live between -1 and 0. Then there's 0 itself. Then you've got numbers between 0 and 1. Then you've got 1 itself. And then you've got numbers that are greater than 1. Now, I call these the 7 number sets. There's 7 different numbers that work in different ways. So each one of these number sets behaves in their own way, okay? They do something weird under certain conditions, like 0. It's the only number that when you add it to a number, it doesn't change the number. 1, when you multiply by that number, it doesn't change. Numbers in this set, when you multiply by those numbers, they get smaller, right? Like 1/2 times 10 gets smaller, whereas numbers in this area make them bigger. So they all kind of behave differently. So in thinking of these 7 number sets, these types of problems, this is where you're going to start, is thinking about these 7 different number types. So numbers less than 1, or less than -1, the number -1 itself, numbers between -1, and so on. So here it says for all positive integers. So first of all, positive means we're not worried about the negative in any way. So those 3 number sets are out. And actually 0 is out because it's not a positive number either. So that narrows us down into these 3 number sets. Well, the numbers between 0 and 1 aren't integers. Remember, integers are whole numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or -1, -2, -3, etc., or 0. Those are integers. But because it says positive integers, we don't want the negatives, we don't want 0, just the positives. So actually, the only things we're worried about are numbers like 1, and then the numbers in here in the purple. So like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 all behave their own in the same way as each of the other ones, whereas 1 behaves uniquely. So all we have to do is test m equals 1, and let's say m equals 4. I mean, I could do 2, or I could do 10, or I could do 100, or whatever. It all works the same way. So let's go through these answer choices then with those 2 numbers. So for m equals 1, we get 1 is less than or equal to 1 over 1, which is true. It works for 1. Does it work for 4? Well, is 4 less than or equal to 1 over 4? No, 1/4 is smaller. 4 is bigger, so 4 is not less than 1/4. So for that reasoning, right, we're going to go ahead and say that A is out. All right, B, test number 1. 1 is less than or equal to the square root of 1. That's actually true. So it works for the positive integer 1, but does it work for all the integers above that? Well, is 4 less than or equal to the square root of 4? No, square root of 4 is 2. So 4 is not less than or equal to 2. So it doesn't work there, means B is out. So we try C. Is 1 greater than or equal to 1 squared? Yes, 1 is equal to 1 squared. But is 4 greater than or equal to 4 squared? No, because 16 is bigger than 4, and saying 4 is bigger than 16, so it doesn't make sense. So C is out. We try D, it says 1 is less than or equal to 1 plus 1. That is true, because 2 is bigger than 1. 1 is less than 2. And then we try 4, and it says that 4 is less than or equal to 4 plus 1, which is true, 4 is less than or equal to 5. So it works here, and it works here, which means it will work for any positive integer. It works for 1, and if it works for 4, it'll work for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It'll work for all those, because it's just about thinking how these number sets work. Now, if I tried E, E would work for 1. Actually, E wouldn't work for 1. 1 is not greater than or equal to the square root of 1 plus 1. So E doesn't work for 1, so E's out. Therefore, D is our correct answer. So these are kind of weird when they say, like, for all A, which of the following is true. These can kind of be weird. But anyway, this is how you work that problem. And again, thanks for watching. Follow us on Instagram, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and visit our website at tutoring-solutions.com.